Hey guys, good morning. Had to go in the car to do this morning's radio show because it's quite noisy everywhere. The original plan was to actually get with Santee and do this radio show, but last night I been actually volunteering at the key word volunteer. Um, at this really cool place called the Haunted House. If you guys been watching my vlogs and stuff, in fact, if you also recall, an episode or two ago, it was called Night Tours, I believe, and I gave you a little tour of this place called Trail Dust Town, also where Santee and I do most filming. We with permission, because you need permission there. Most filming for a lot of our skits and things, and also I did you saw the backdrop of one of the old western towns that is used there that for their show. I used it for a background for my show here. Cool background anyway. Man, it is 30 degrees this morning out here, so bear with me. There's some cool things I want to talk about, and I guess there's some maybe some uncool things I want to talk about, if you would. So getting on with it, did a couple videos on the channel. Also did a video about pinned and recessed stuff. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Pinned, what does that mean? You always hear that term. When I start hearing about it, just going into when I start buying Smith & Wesson revolvers, and that's what it's pertaining to, and the Magnum only. You always hear that term, the pinned and recessed, or countersunk cylinders. Well, what the heck does that mean? I remember hearing that around, being tossed around their gun shops. It almost, and I was very lucky to, I have a friend that's been in the business for a long time. He's back home in Hawaii, and he's a fella that taught me a lot about the things that I collected and things that I know. I owe a lot to him. I owe the fact that I know how to take apart a 1911. He showed it to me. He showed me how it was done, and and then also I actually read a field manual, an old military field manual and stuff, and looked into that and looked at the schematics and everything along with his help. There's a lot of things that I learned from him because, he always says, I made the mistake. Maybe you should, learn from it. So you don't make that mistake. He goes, I've already made it for you. He's a good guy. I've known him forever. Interesting story is when I was a kid, when I was about, I don't know, probably 10 years old, maybe so. It could have been even, I may have been a little older. I'm not sure, whatever it was, but during this time, I know a lot of it now is like, you can't do that. But I used to go to this gun range with my father, and it's an indoor gun range in Hawaii. It used to be there, and I used to go there and shoot. That's when I met this fella. I don't want to say his name on camera. I don't think he'd feel comfortable with that, but he's been kind of a mentor of mine. So I've known him for a long time. So when I started getting into buying firearms, met up with him. He's the only guy I really knew, and he's the reason why I have the collection I do, because he had those. He would come up with them, or I'd buy them from him, and and of course they were he's fair with his prices. For me, and to most everybody, he's fair. So, and one thing, I must say, the perks of being his friend for many years, he would allow me to, go and give him some money here and there until I finally paid the thing off. That's, without that, and. I must say, not sounding like, it's like I feel like I'm sounding like that older guy, the older than I am. But it is not a joke. I bought a lot of my guns before. Now, if I would have known when I did buy them what they are now and how expensive they are now, I should have been buying more of them, because the prices I paid, I thought were high at the time, but now it seems almost impossible to get one for me. That kind of money that they want for those things. Speaking of which, there's been I appreciate it. There's been a nice comments from some of you that we've been talking about, because lately we've been talking about on the channel the way it's been going because of the new purchase and everything. The Inland 1911. In fact, the last time we were sitting here doing a show right here in the car, we were talking about the Inland. The Inland is a copy of the World War II looking 1911, which is one of my favorite 1911s. Absolutely. If you're a 1911 guy, it's kind of like a must-have. But here's the thing. My problem with that is every time you see them, or you go to a gun show or a gun shop that has one, and that's the thing is too, anytime a gun shop would get a hold of one or something, like, it's like, oh, let me let me charge you $2,000 for the thing. And it's like, the thing that blows my mind about that is, if you look at the numbers, and I don't know exactly the numbers, but I'm sure it's just astronomical, the amount of those things they made. They made so many of them. They had all kinds of companies making them. Colt, Ithaca, Union Switch and Signal, Remington Rand, Singer Sewing Machines made 500 of them. That is considered the holy grail of them all, because they only made 500. That's according to the book that I have, the Patrick Sweeney 1911 book. If you watch the video on the 1911 round table talk, or table round talk, the book is sitting out there, and I think I have another video maybe with that book, or I talk about it. I've got so many videos on the channel, as you guys know. My thing is, okay, so the CMP, Civilian Marksmanship Program, I remember when it was first rumored that they were going to get some of the old surplus military pistols. And now I guess it's according to I think some of you that have commented and talked to me about it in the comment section, that they're supposed to get a whole bunch of them, and they're supposed to release them to us. That is going to be awesome. I am so excited about that, because now there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about that, is if it does happen. I know you got to kind of be a member of the CMP, from what I understand, if you want to get something from them. I think you have to be a member of a gun club or something that's associated with them. I'm not sure exactly how it works. I'm sure I could research it, or maybe leave it in the comments. But to get one. But here's the other thing. Don't fear. What I believe will happen too is as they start to bring those on board, it'll kind of be like the M1 Garand. There'll be a lot of them in circulation, so they'll be popping up here and there, and hopefully the gun shops that, and the people that have them, that are trying to sell them, will come down to earth with their prices. That's the one thing. I was fortunate that the one that I own, I got very lucky with it, and got very lucky on the price. So yeah, I just I couldn't see paying the $2,000 for one with the prices now, or paying somebody that. It's up there. So I'm hoping with the CMP, when they open these things up and they start flooding the market with them, please flood the market with them, because I think that they belong in our hands. Us gun enthusiasts, the people that love these guns and love 1911s, it's the ultimate 1911 to own. It's a piece of history. It's what defended our country. So it's great. I really hope to get my hands on one. I really do. I'd like to collect a whole bunch of them. One of each flavor. I'm not sure how it'll go, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm banking on it. I'm really hoping that that's what's going to happen. So here's to you, Joe. I know I have to use my cell phone now to film, because my camera is finally officially broken. I'm really bummed about that. Life updates. I'm currently don't have a job because of the way things are out here. It's been pretty rough in this neck of the woods. I didn't realize that they're so the economy's not that great here. So from what I have been gathering, and employment seems to be a little dicey. Uh, yeah, the scale of things for me, it's it's like a catch-22. It really is. I like it here. I like Arizona. There's a lot of things I do like about here. I mean, there's great stuff to do. Old Tucson studios. I love old Tucson studios. There's I actually like miniature golf. Do you believe that? I'm not a golf person, but I actually went and tried this. It's a lot of fun. It really is fun to do. And and all the restaurants, all the places to eat. And then the thing is too, like when I was living in Hawaii, the one thing is like you had to order everything online because there wasn't really a store to go buy it from. So I found that doing that less and going to the stores and buying it right there in the store, because you can just go get it. But I will say this, there's something about if you guys watch my vlog channel, you'll know this very well. Yeah. I have this thing about ordering things online. I really do. I just, there's something, it's like Christmas. It's like controlling your own Christmas. Because not only are you waiting for your package to come in, you already know what it is. So it's even better because you're not, it's like getting that gift and then you're going, you get it, you open it up and it's like, you're just like so excited and it's like, oh great. Yeah. It's just like, oh wow, this is the most awesome green sweater I've ever, it's kind of like that thing. But no, it's different because you're like, wow, I know what I'm getting. And the other point, it's I do love the fact that I'm a reloader. I reload all my ammunition. So powder and primers are available just about anywhere over here. In fact, right down the road from where I'm at right now, and I can get powder and primers. The downside of that, I guess, is that not really anywhere to go shoot. Can you believe that? Yeah. I have yet to go out in the desert and shoot because being a new guy out here, I have nowhere to go. I don't know where to go. And I don't want to break any rules that the state has about doing that. Yeah, they have some pretty strict rules. In fact, on that level, it seems a little bit more strict out here about doing that than it is in Hawaii. Okay, yeah. Hawaii, if you have property and the bullet doesn't leave your property and you don't have noise complaints from neighbors, you can pretty much shoot on your property. As if you guys remember the channel, or it's hard. There's a lot of videos of me shooting either on coffee land or a great big stretch of land, and those are all friends of mine that have property that they shoot right there on their property, no problem. I miss that. I miss that a lot. There's an indoor gun range, but shooting paper gets boring, and there's only as you guys watch my previous shooting videos, you see the kind of videos and kind of shooting I enjoy. And the other thing is you can't even take a picture in there. So filming or anything like that is completely out, which hurts the channel, hurts the content for me. Just that really is a bummer. So the scale of things, I guess that's what I'm trying to break into here. The scale of things, my buddies are in Hawaii that I've known for 10 plus years. That there's just little things. It's the little things. Making my grips and working on my Freddy gloves and having my my job that I had. I worked at a mom and pop gun shop. The owner there, a really nice guy. I keep in touch with him, and really cool, really awesome. In fact, I'm gonna talk to him again today. He gave me the keys to his place and said, here, run it and make sure it's going good. And that's the way, it's kind of hard for me, I guess, because that's the way I was working. It was just like me and just run it and work with it and do that. And then I didn't have to worry about another employee or something. And that's what I found out here, was when you work with perhaps other people that are not quite as mature, maybe. I'm trying to figure out way to say this. I'm not trying to like talk bad about anybody, but you know, work ethics. I mean, come on, you know, be there. You care about the job, you care about the people, you know, you care about the company, you know, you want to do a good job. So anyhow, so you know, I've been in touch with him, my boss, you know, and he's even expressed things saying, you know, hey, you know, if you make it back, you know, let me know, you know. So, you know, there's that. So there's a lot of things, and I feel, for me, I feel, and it's sad because I feel that way. But I feel like the scale is starting to tip a little bit more towards going back home. I'm just gonna right out and say it, and that is the way it's feeling for me right now. The scale is really tipping towards that, because there's a lot less of the things the small things, again, that I enjoyed, that I did a lot of while living in Hawaii, that I'm not doing here, and that's what's really starting to come into play. You know, I guess you could say the amazing beauty of everything and having everything right there has worn off, and now reality is setting in, and I'm realizing that you know, that's what's going on. And I mean, I've talked about it before, where it was like, you know, to experience things in life and everything like that. I you know, I came out and I experienced this and everything like that. So in reality, you know, it starts to show you that, you know, friendship and your friends and all that kind of thing, and you know, don't take it for granted, because you will, you know. I'm not saying anybody should take their friends for granted, or I took my friends for granted. That was a hard part about leaving in general, was, you know, just knowing that, you know, I'm not going to be there to go hang out with them. Anyway, I wanted to talk about something else. This has been going around on the YouTube community, and I just wanted, I feel like I wanted to say something about it. James Eager's channel was banned or terminated or whatnot, and as part of the gun community here, my channel, you know, those of you that have channels, your channel, a lot of us pro-gun channels are being, I guess you could say, being attacked or whatever. I know that some of the bigger channels, like I think, if I remember right, Hickok 45 was actually nailed twice with getting taken down. So in this recent events of James Eager's channel getting taken down, now I've seen his videos. You know, aside from that, anyway, the way I'm looking at this, it says, you know, because it's either people like him or they don't. Let's set James Eager aside. This has nothing to do with James Eager. This is about the fact that any one of us could be sitting there getting strikes against us just because of our content, and then boom, we're gone. That's the thing. It's what we're doing here is a very fragile thing. It's every day, you know, we don't know. We could be here one time and gone the next. So that's what it's about for me. It's not about whose channel it was. It was about the fact that one of our gun channels was attacked and removed, and that can happen to any one of our channels. So that's something that we need to be careful of and cautious, and you know, and it sucks that it's you know, yeah, in so many ways it's just like, it's unfair, but you know, the platform and everything, what, you know, YouTube didn't twist your arm to make a channel, so it's just kind of this fragile thing that we do. So anyway, that's that's what I got to say about that, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. um, so keeping things in a lighter moment here. So the channel's progressing. I wish I gotta get another camera, and do some more stuff, because with the phone, I'm glad I have the phone. Don't get me wrong. I mean, without this, I wouldn't have any videos. But, so the other cool thing I've been doing is check this out. If you notice, I'm actually wearing one right here. This is a brass one, but this is a copper bracelet. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. It's a real rustic. Also went with the, I guess you could say it's the hammered or aged look. It's got my channel name on it. I even soldered the tips just to kind of add something different. That's the first time I ever did that. Add something different to it with the channel name and everything like that. I got into doing this because of, well, come on guys, John Wayne. John Wayne wears a bracelet a lot. It's a copper or something bracelet that he wears. I'm not sure exactly if it's copper, brass, gold, silver. I don't know, but he just wears one. I love copper and brass. It's, you know, what shooter doesn't? But when I started looking up these things originally, when about a year ago, when I started really looking them up and trying to get one or look into it, I was blown away by some of the prices. To be honest with you, there was like a company that, there's the big dump truck. We might be getting some noise here. I'm sorry. But when I started looking into this, the prices, some of them, like there was a website that was selling, I think they were like $75. And I kind of was like, wow, that's, you know, so I started looking into making them myself. And you know, so now for me, I just love making stuff. So for me, you know, wearing something that I've made is really neat and really cool. So I figure I start sharing them with you guys on the channel here and everything. So, and I know there's actually a couple of you that have messaged me that actually would like to get one. So I've been trying to think of a fair, because of the cost of making them, the materials and everything. Obviously it's not costing me $70 to make one. So you know, that takes me about an hour and everything. And I also wanted to offer the fact that I could put your initials alongside here, you know, if you wanted to, if you wanted me to do that for you, if you wanted one. So I could put your initials or something like that, or put your name. It depends on how much, because there's only so much. But so I figure I'd stick to your initials. That would be easier to do, because of the space. There's only so much space we got before the whole thing is just stamped. And of course I'm hand stamping it, so it's not like a perfect machine thing, but yet it's not supposed to be. My design for this is a rustic, you know, old school way, like, you know, like an old school metal worker or something like that, something that's neat like that somebody in the old West would have made. So that's kind of my direction with it. Even right down to my brass one here that I've actually worn in many videos. So anyhow, that's what I got going on there. I wanted to show that off to you guys. Also, the big thing is the Facebook page. I by request, actually, by quite a few of you, I've been having questions about, hey, are you BATJAC? Are you on Facebook? I was at one time, but you know, it was such a, I shut it down. I just quit going on there, and then I got logged out, and all this. I just really didn't want to deal with it. For me, I didn't see, you know, I mean, already trying to do the YouTube thing was enough for, you know, was enough work. So, yeah, I mean, making these videos, believe me, it does take some more effort than, you know, some people would like maybe believe. It does. So, but I did by request from you guys. I am listening to you. I went in and redid a YouTube page. It's nothing a Facebook page. There's nothing fancy. I've been posting some stuff there, posting mostly the videos, maybe some videos you forgot about, maybe videos you didn't even see. So check it out. I'll put the link in the description here. So check that out. Also, I did open up a Patreon page, and I know that's kind of controversial. People go, oh, you know, all that. I'm leaving it up to this. I'm not gonna beg you to go there or try to promote it every chance I got or anything like that. If you do feel like supporting me and supporting what I'm doing here, great, that's awesome. And I know if you know, some of you have, and that's really cool. I appreciate it. Check it out. I'm not too savvy with how it works. I have been putting content on there. I hope you can see the content. But I do have a Patreon page. I'll go ahead and put that link in the description below as well. So, or in the comments, you can look through the comments. Maybe not in the description. I'll put it in the comments. So, but hey, you know, I'm not, again, I know that's kind of like some people absolutely hate that, and you know, or dislike that, or think that's wrong. But like I said, I'm not forcing anybody. I don't want to sit there and say, hey, please, you know, but no, it's just, if you would like to support me, you know, it's greatly appreciated. If not, that's fine. I'm glad you're subscribed. I'm glad you're watching the content. Please do. Please continue to. I'm putting together a little something. I just got to go and price it out. I'm trying to give you guys back something right here on the channel, mostly on the radio show. So I'm going to go get these things priced out and see how much it costs to get them printed and everything like that. So if that goes all well, then you'll be seeing, you might see another, like, this is going to be the first time ever, a part 2 video in some time coming before the next Saturday. And that will be the announcement for what this surprise is for some of you. I can't give everybody one because it would cost me a fortune that I don't have. If I did have that kind of money, I definitely would, but it's gonna have to be a giveaway type thing, or draw the name out of a hat, and it will be more than one, I promise you. Okay, it won't be just like one or two. I want to get a good handful, a good amount for most people to have a chance. So if that does go through, I got to see how much it costs. I don't really have, like I said, income and everything. So, but I want to give back to the channel for everything you guys given me, for the countless support and views and everything like that. So, keep an eye out for that. So if you made it this far in the video, you know, you got there. So I tell you what, if you, because I am going to definitely price it out, and it's definitely going to be there. If you have literally made it this far in the video, let's see. How about this? In your comment, and if you're interested in seeing what that is that I have to offer for you guys, a little prize or a little giveaway package thing, put in the comment copper. That's it. Okay? Like, share, and subscribe. And look for that second video. Hopefully it comes and I can get it done.